How much money do you guys have in your bank account?
I have like 300,000.
Wait,
Like
wait.
300,000.
300,000. You have $300,000 in your bank account.
Yeah.
Why? I'm sorry. I just thought you were like a broke college girl. I pay for like literally everything we do, and you're telling me you have $300,000 in your bank account.
Where'd you get the money?
My dad.
You always tell your daddy give you that money. You always literally tell me you're broke.
Yeah, because I personally don't have any money.
Your daddy
Yes, my dad gave me all that money.
So why am I working 9 to 5 every day, busting my ass to pay for a fucking Chick-fil-A dinner?
Because I don't want to. I don't have to. The man gets to pay.
That's how you feel. That's really how you feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So you're just gonna keep your daddy's money and not even say where. Just let me keep paying for all these Chick-fil-A medium fries.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I want to be with you after this, honestly.
Would you guys cheat for $100?
Is it real?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's $100. Like me and my boyfriend can split the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I'll
Think he'd be okay with it?
Yeah, like I'll get him something. Well, no, like 100's 100. You know what I mean? Like you would. Like if you, yeah, would you?
No.
Really? Is that weird? It's weird. Because like 100's 100. But like, so if I like cheat on my boyfriend now, can I get 100?
Yeah.
No, because can we both get 100? Like separate, like 200?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go find a guy.
Would you cheat for $100?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's $100. 110% yes, I'm cheating for
You
$100.
think your boyfriend will think about that?
He wouldn't have to know.
He doesn't have to know?
Yeah, he doesn't gotta know. Let me cheat on my boyfriend.
He wouldn't, like, if you got cheated on,
For $100, I'd probably let him cheat.
I'd give you $100 not to cheat.
Well, $100 from anybody. I'm cheating for $100. It's $100. Like me and my boyfriend can split the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I'll cheat
Think
on.
he'd be okay with it? How much money is in your guys' bank account?
500.
I have to check.
What do you do for work?
You know, it's plus tables. You know,
Like 44 grand.
44 grand. What have you been doing?
I just like work.
What kind of work are you talking?
Like online. Yeah, I
What do
like.
you mean online?
I sell stuff online.
What kind of stuff are you selling?
You know how some people sell clothes? I sell stuff.
You've never told me about this.
44,000?
I earn it with like pictures.
What are you talking about?
What the frick frack?
It does matter. No, you can say.
I don't want to
You
say
can
it.
tell
Will
the
you stop?
you can.
No, I
What
don't.
pictures are you selling?
I don't. It's just a
Are you
joke.
serious right now?
You literally can't take a joke ever.
I can't take a joke. I'm not the one with 44 grand.
Yeah, because you're fucking broke. Like I deserve better.
Fine, bye. What do you mean online?
I sell stuff online.
What kind of stuff are you selling?
Well, clips like that might explain why men don't want to be providers anymore, especially Gen Z men. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. You can also say that this applies to millennials. Also, I am a millennial. As you guys know, I just turned 39. The Gen Z men are making a dramatic shift in the dating culture in the West. I don't know if you recently heard, but the majority of men between the ages of 18 and 30 have pretty much just checked out of dating, to the point where they're not even looking to try to hook up with women recreationally. So I'm going to show you guys a few videos going over this, as well as a video talking about how the apps are starting to suffer as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
I am Gen Z. Men of my generation are not dating. Why should we? 63% of men aged 18 to 29 say they are single, as Gen Z men have given up on dating. Now, 18 to 29, the cutoff for Gen Z and millennial is actually 1996. So that would be 27. I was born in 96. I would not be considered Generation Z. I'm 27. So it should be 18 to 26. Anyways, this is an opinion piece by Aldo Bultazani. I'm going to click on this guy. So this is a Turning Point USA Oh, actually, my mistake. PragerU, that's right. So he's a traditional conservative. I've reacted to a couple of his videos. So, just to preface, whatever, this is going to be an opinion from a traditional conservative man. So, figured I would go ahead and say that first. All across America, marriage, sexuality, and relationships are on the steady decline among young people. According to a new Pew Research study, 63% of men aged 18 to 29 report being single.
If you're a single girl out here in these streets and you're thinking, am I crazy? Or are these guys like not even wanting to date and hook up, let alone get married? Am I the problem? Are we why these men don't want to get married?
Yeah!
I have good news and bad news. The good news is you're not crazy. The bad news is it's worse than you thought. The very minuscule amount of kingpin level good men, the ones that are actually husband material, are almost certainly already married, about to be, or here's your very grim reality check, rotting away to near extinction.
There goes our last meal.
Oh my god, I hate Alex Clark. She's so dramatic.
Am I?
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am.
Turns out the large majority of men 18 to 30 years old are single by choice. You're not crazy after all. Don't believe me? A new Pew Research study found that 63% of men don't want to pursue any sort of relationship with women. That means serious or casual. They literally feel no motivation to leave their house, period. You know things are bad when guys think a booty call is too much work. The evidence points to some very specific problems. I've seen multiple conservative commentators speculate about what they think is the root of this shift. And no surprise, they're wrong. Let me tell you something about 99% of female commentators on the right who talk about dating, culture, and relationships. Hardly any of them have had significant real-world experience with dating, culture, and relationships. They think they're too highbrow for dating apps.
You're disgusting, and I hate you.
They marry the first or second guy they've made eye contact with, and their understanding on what it's actually like out here is, hate to say it, no I don't, derived from trad wife Twitter accounts secretly run by gay men trying to catfish straight ones. I know why men have lost all incentive to pursue any type of companionship with anyone with a heartbeat. And I think we should all be very perturbed about what this means for future generations. And no, the answer is a lot more layered than just porn is bad. Today, women are smarter, we're graduating college at higher rates than guys, and I know women don't like to admit it, but we are, by and large, making more money. Okay, I'm not poor. We spent half a century telling men that the future was female and that women allegedly didn't need to rely on men for anything.
We couldn't have credit cards, couldn't own property, couldn't vote, had no voice. Well, of course we'd partner up with a man because we needed one so that we didn't starve to death. We don't need men. So if it comes to being in a relationship, it's a matter of bringing something to the table. And if what you're bringing to the table is a toddler-like mentality where you are expecting a mommy and expecting some kind of subordinate, concubine kind of setup, no woman wants that.
Naturally, men started to harbor this sense of hopelessness where it felt like I'm never going to be able to meet women's increasingly high standards and expectations anyway. So the first shoe to drop was men thinking it's acceptable to get complacent. If women are doing all this work, why should I? Now, for a little while, that was fun for the men because we're climbing the ladder ourselves. We're screaming, we can do bad all by myself.
You have a problem with that?
No, I just my grandmother's 90th birthday, so I was gonna go home and it's fine. I'll cancel.
So the men are like, okay, bet. They begin to lose that motivation to achieve and be a provider for a purpose bigger than themselves.
Why are you single? I have kind of given up on trying to put in the effort.
A man's instinct to be a hero and to achieve is tied directly to how men show their love. Since the beginning of time, men have hunted and women were the gatherers and helpers. We switched this up as women and insisted that We can hunt instead, leaving men feeling confused and purposeless. In an act that drives men further into disorientation, women have chosen to blur the line between masculine and feminine energies. Recognizing the different roles men and women were biologically hardwired to play does not mean that women must surrender our equality. It just means that men are motivated by the opportunity to show themselves as competitive, daring, adventurous, courageous in achieving. But we have made them feel like these traits are no longer valued because women have chosen to demonstrate those traits ourselves. Instead,
now this is a little bit of a mixed bag because she kind of came off like she was trying to take digs at men, but the part at the end is where I strongly agree with her. Women have blurred the lines, and the things that y'all valued in men, y'all don't value those things anymore because y'all can get those things yourselves now. But what y'all want to do is y'all want to try to use the shaming tactic of, well, you got to bring something else now. You got to bring character and you got to bring emotional intelligence. All these other things that you're asking from men, most of y'all don't even have in yourselves. And then on top of that, because you no longer value the things that men brought to the table before y'all was able to get everything on your own, what y'all are doing now is not only trying to make men accept and value those things, y'all are straying away from the things that men value, like traditional roles. So that is the root of the problem right there. So all this crap about men no longer being motivated to provide and the quality of men being, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's just a cope. That's a bunch of crap. The problem is that a lot of these women aren't realistic when it comes to economics. I just had this argument with a woman in a damn Facebook group who wanted to, every time a man mentioned something about economics, she wanted to sit over here and say, oh, nah, you just need to heal and you hurt. No, ma'am. It's just that realistically speaking, every woman is not going to be able to get a man of that caliber because it's just unrealistic. And y'all seem to have this attitude like men are supposed to just work and pay bills and that's it. I'm like, ain't no man out here over here gonna bust their ass every single day just to turn around and pay all the bills and ain't got nothing else to show for it while you over here sitting on thousands of dollars like these young chicks that you saw at the beginning of my video. Let's keep it moving.
Shares of Bumble plunged as much as 11% to an all-time low Wednesday morning after the dating app gave a downbeat quarterly revenue forecast late Tuesday.
Parent Bumble reporting stronger revenue and user spending for the first quarter. Joining us right now with where she's swiping right. How do you like that? Swiping right in her own business.
ChatGPT.
Whitney Wolfhard, CEO of Bumble. It's very nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So we were talking, before we even talk about earnings, you just said something that was fascinating, that 6 out of every 10 couples are meet over a dating app. Is that really true?
Dating is now starting online, and this is normal. According to a Stanford study that was recently updated, it's 6 in 10 couples starting online now.
Do you get to track, by the way, people on Bumble to find out, is Bumble have a better hit rate of the is it 7 out of 10 for Bumble or 6,
So we don't have any way to, track every single couple that meets online. There's millions of interactions, at any given moment. And so we were actually in our office the other day combing through what felt like thousands of wedding invitations. And so many of them were actually Bumble themed with bees and hives and asking us to come to their wedding or their baby shower. It was really remarkable. And so this is having real impact on people's lives.
A few moments later. Whitney Wolfhard, co-founder of Bumble, was once known as the queen bee of dating apps.
Women can make the first move. Women are equal. And that's why we set out to do that in dating and then friendship. And here we are at business and networking.
But now, just 6 years later, Wolfhard will be stepping down as the dating app company's CEO and sliding into a new role while Bumble's growing pains as a public company continue. Formerly the youngest self-made female billionaire ever, The firm announced on November 6th that Wolf Herd will exit her current post as chief executive and become Bumble's executive chairwoman on January 2nd. The move follows an extended slide for Bumble stock since the company's initial public offering in February 2021. At that time, the dating app held a nearly $9 billion valuation, but at Friday's market close, Bumble's $13.67 share price was 83% below its all-time high of $78.89, achieved in its first week of trading. The 34-year-old Wolf Herd saw her own fortune tumble as Bumble shares cratered, losing her billionaire status. Bumble stock slid 9% to about $12.40 in early Monday trading following the news of the CEO transition, trading well below its all-time low closing price of $12.90 set last week. Previously a co-founder of Tinder, Wolf Herd founded the female-oriented Bumble in 2014, shortly after suing Tinder for sexual harassment. But as Bumble's market capitalization slipped to below $2 billion, Wolf Herd's fortune took a similar tumble, tanking from a peak of about $1.5 billion in early 2021 to $510 million as of this May. Bumble, which was part of 2021's record-setting year of IPOs, has experienced similar stock declines to other companies that went public during the boom period. Stepping in as CEO will be Lydianne Jones, who currently serves in the same capacity at workplace messaging service Slack.
A few moments later.
Shares of Bumble plunged as much as 11% to an all-time low Wednesday morning after the dating app gave a downbeat quarterly revenue forecast late Tuesday. It also said it would cut 30% of its workforce as new CEO Lydianne Jones moves to steer Bumble through sluggish user spending in an industry she said, quote, hasn't seen true innovation in several years. In an attempt to fix that, Bumble announced plans to relaunch its eponymous app and refresh the Premium Plus subscription offering. This comes weeks after Tinder owner Match Group also revealed it was updating its apps to appeal to Gen Z users and women after projecting January to March revenue below estimates. Analysts said these apps were in need of a makeover, but warned revenue growth this year could be slower than Bumble expects, as product improvements may take time to gain traction among users. At least 8 brokerages cut their price targets on the stock following the quarterly results.
First of all, man, give a round of applause to my Gen Z, man. My Gen Z gentleman, man. Real talk, because let me tell you something. Y'all are the reason why these dating apps are tanking. Y'all are the reason why. I would argue, shit, to some degree, the only reason why they still up to some degree is probably because if you're a passport bro, you get way more matches the moment you leave the West. And I'll just leave it at that. But depending on where country you go to, you may want to refrain from it, especially Colombia when it comes to Tinder. But you know, plenty of guys have done videos about that. But Gen Z are the reason why the Gen Z men have taken a turn, and it's not working in women's favor. And you're gonna see clearly what I'm talking about in this next video. Check this out.
All right, folks, so the phrase demography as destiny is attributed to French philosopher, also the famed father of sociology, Auguste Comte. And essentially it means that you need to have a growing population to have a growing economy. With that in mind, take a look at this. This is the birth rate of United States. And I got to tell you, if the statement, either that statement Auguste made is a lie or this is going to catch up to us later. I happen to believe it's the latter. It will catch up to us later. So the question, of course, is can or will Gen Z come to the rescue? I want to bring in now New York Post columnist Ricky Schlott. All right, Ricky. The 65 and older crowd will be 37% of our population come 2040. We need you guys to come to the rescue.
Yeah, I don't have too much faith in us, unfortunately. I mean, statistically speaking, the majority of young people who are childless right now, 56% say that they just simply don't want children. It's not even that it's a factor of circumstance. And I hear frequently from my friends, they're worried about bringing kids into a dying planet and a climate catastrophe or the state of the world right now. And so I think it's even a little bit more ideological with young people today.
20 years ago, a professor in Japan, now Japan has always been ahead of us on this sort of social media, internet kind of stuff. and these improvised these games where you become the person in the game. So he came up with a phrase called grass eaters. Essentially, it was the young men there rejected their parents. Their parents were proud. They would work for the same company for 50 years. They would do a 2-hour commute both ways. And they were really proud of that. Instead, these kids, they slept all day. They played video games all night. They immersed themselves into this world. Their population is going to go from 120 million people to 80 million people. And about 50% of them said they have no interest in sex at all. The reason I bring that up is you wrote a pretty provocative article. It's called "When It Comes to Sex, My Generation is Screwed." I mean, is this a similar situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one thing that we have here that's even worse is our partisan politics situation, where we know that boys are going to the right and women are going to the left. And increasingly, they're saying that they refuse to date someone on the other side of the aisle. So more than half of women say that being a conservative is a red flag. More than half say listening to Joe Rogan is a red flag. And so I think we're kind of headed towards a demographical disaster if we can't bridge the divide, at least putting politics on the back burner for romance.
How do you put it on the backside? How do you put it on the side when it's everywhere? I mean, it's it's hard to find any part of the society, TV commercials, television shows, articles, books are being rewritten and re-edited in certain ways. How do you put it aside when it feels like who's ever pulling the strings actually trying to make it worse?
Well, I mean, that's why I think that we're really in a tough spot, young people. I mean, I, as a libertarian young woman, I'm often told, like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air because you're not going to be offended by everything that I say.
So are you kind of in the middle? Like, you're in a lonely island almost, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the out-group dissenters are sort of the most valuable commodities. I know a lot of young men who play up their woke positions in order to get women, and they say that it's been pretty effective, actually.
You know, there was an old saying, and I would think it still applies, that when you're young and you don't have a heart, like it goes something to the fact that when you're young and you're not liberal, then you don't have a heart. Yeah. When you're older and you're not conservative, you don't have a brain.
Yeah.
I mean, could it just be that same thing going on? Is there something deeper?
I think that the crazier part is that we just know that young people are forking. So it's less a factor of age. We know that the boys are going right. And the girls are going left.
Is that because the young men feel hopeless? I mean, this is a society that's been trying to rewrite the fact that women make less than men, and it feels like the push has been to give women a push, and it's come at the expense of men or young men.
A lot of young men, I think, definitely feel like the girl power stuff is disproportionate and that boys are disenfranchised in society today. I would also say that I think the left right now really panders to some more female proclivities to be more empathetic and emotional and want to protect people and do the right thing and be charitable. And so I do think that there is almost a feminization of the left wing.
So I think I've got good news for you.
Now, I want to key in on the woman in this last clip because she mentioned that she is liberal herself. And to sit over here and if you notice, she low-key tried to sell it on men, because I know some guys that have used it to have success with women, to sleep with them. If it's one thing, you don't gotta, whether you conservative or liberal, it doesn't matter which one you side with. You don't gotta be a liberal or conservative to know that women fall in love with what they want to hear. And if you want to sleep with a liberal, all you got to do is tell them what they want to hear. As a man, all you got to do is tell them, I don't like Kevin Samuels, I don't like Joe Rogan, I don't like Red Pill podcasters. If you tell them this, I'm like, a liberal will sleep with you in a hot minute. So, ma'am, I ain't buying what you selling when you try to slide that in. But she is correct about men veering more right, being more conservative, women veering towards the left and being more liberal. The reason why is because for women, going left benefits them more, is pushed in society more. Y'all are pushed to be more sexual, raise up your body count, and still demand a man from the right to treat you like a woman from the right. That's the issue. So you can sit over here and try to put it off on both genders, but at the end of the day, all of those liberal women on the left are still requiring right-wing treatment. So even if you want to throw political terms out of the window, liberal women, modern women are still looking for traditional treatment, right-wing men. That's the issue. those liberal women still want men to pay all the bills, even though they're making more money. Because if liberal women really wanted to be equal, the 50-50 conversation wouldn't even bother women so damn much. So miss me with all this bullshit. And shout out to my Gen Zs, because y'all are making the difference. The Gen Z men, y'all are creating a shift that these women cannot handle. So this is why I try my best to reach that generation of men. Even though the majority of the men that watch me are millennials and baby boomers and older, this is why I want to reach the Gen Z so much, because it's pivotal that y'all make this change. Otherwise, it's only going to get worse. And for y'all to pass that on to the generation, I believe is Generation Alpha after y'all. And you let me know what y'all thought about this, all right? If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.